So let's give a round of applause to Carolyn Doyle, our first story. Okay, Carolyn.
Okay, so it's freshman year. I'm 14 years old, and I'm walking along the baseball field with my best friend, Amy Small. My hair is long, one length, and held back with hand-painted rainbow barrettes. I'm wearing a plaid shirt, buttoned to the top button, chino pants with a tiny Hello Kitty address book keychain hanging up one of my belt loops. I have clogs with backs. I'm very impressed with the clogs. The whole outfit has the veneer of new school clothes from the Gap. It's sunny. Indian summer in Brookline, Massachusetts, and my best friend Amy is prepping me for my first kiss. Amy Small, she's shorter than me by a few inches. She has very large breasts, strawberry blonde hair, and full lips. She draws a lot of attention from men and boys. Not because she's pretty, she's kind of ordinary looking actually, but because she has big boobs and isn't very bright. So she's not stupid or anything, not like special ed or, she doesn't think very much. She says things like the windshield factor when talking about the weather and play it by year when she wants to leave things fast and loose. So Amy's boyfriend, Jay, and his best friend, Sonny, are ahead of us on the baseball field. They have cut ahead and they're almost to third base. Now, they stop and confer, and Amy starts to lay out the game plan. Okay, so me and Jay, we're going to use his mom's bedroom. You and Sonny, you're going to use Jay's bedroom. Well, okay, you'll start out in the living room, but then Sonny will get up and use the bathroom. When you hear the toilet flush, you should get up and go into Jay's bedroom. Okay, I nod my head in agreement, but fear and uncertainty start to creep in. I mean, just a kiss, why the switch from the living room to the bedroom? Well, it's okay, it's Sonny's first kiss, too. I'm relieved. I fill with affection for the never-been-kissed Sonny. Do I look okay? Is my hair okay? Yeah, you look good. She starts to rummage through her backpack. Amy's backpack is covered with these handwritten declarations of fidelity. Amy plus Jay forever. Amy loves Jay, TLF, true love forever. Amy and Carolyn, BFF, best friends forever. And Adidas, which stands for all day I dream about sex. Amy pulls out this tube of lip gloss. Here, put this on. I look, it's Bonnie Bell Lip Smacker in cotton candy flavor. Don't put too much on or it can get kind of nasty. As I apply what I consider to be a conservative amount, I look up and I see that Sonny and Jay have stopped in front of a house. It's a house. I don't know anyone who lives in a house, not an apartment. We arrive, and Jay lets us in. We enter into this foyer. That leads into this darkened living room. The curtains are closed against the Indian summer sun. Jay suddenly grabs Amy by the hand, leading her away. "See you guys later," he says. "Don't do anything I wouldn't do." Sonny makes a beeline for the living room and an overstuffed sofa. I'm stuck in the foyer. As I feel my clogs swish over the wall-to-wall carpeting in slow motion, I get the courage to look up at Sonny, sitting on the sofa, staring down at his hands. He's beautiful, I think, with soft, baby-fine hair, big brown eyes. His skin is darker than mine by several shades. He's got this narrow nose, this soft, full mouth. I reach the sofa and sit down. We're sitting there, straight up, facing out, in silence for several agonizing moments. And then Sonny asks, who do you have for algebra? Mrs. Matsumoto. Oh, I hear she sucks. Yeah, she sucks. Who do you have? Mr. Brunner? Oh, cool, I say, hoping that's the right answer. Yeah, and this is good, I think, and try to control my breathing. And just then, Sonny sparks up with genuine interest and asks, "What's this?" as his hand heads over towards my pelvic area. "Nothing," I say, and I give his arm an awkward karate chop, which I immediately regret. I had forgotten about the tiny Hello Kitty address book keychain hanging off one of my belt loops. We sit in silence for a few moments. I consider pulling out the lip gloss, but it just feels a little too intimate. Instead, I offer, it's where I keep my friends' phone numbers, and I swivel out the pages to show him. "Uh-huh," he says, and nods his head in agreement, but avoids eye contact with me. Just then, Jay exits the bedroom, flushed and sweating. "You guys haven't kissed yet?" He grabs Sonny from the sofa, pulls him up, and pulls him into the bathroom. I quickly fumble for the lip gloss in my breast pocket and reapply. I wait a few minutes, and then finally, Jay exits the bathroom and heads back into the bedroom. It takes me a few moments before I realize that Jay may have just set the kissing game plan in motion. But there was no flush. I distinctly remember Amy telling me to wait for the flush. I'm sitting on the sofa, panicked. I don't know what to do. I can't breathe. My throat is closing up when all of a sudden it arrives. The sound of a toilet flushing. I jump up from the sofa. I'm hyperventilating. I'm starting to get tunnel vision. I'm swiveling my head back and forth in panic because I don't know where Jay's room is. No one pointed it out as part of the blueprint for success. I'm swiveling maniacally from side to side when all of a sudden I see a blue oyster cult poster on a door down the hallway to the right. I break into a gallop and I enter Jay's bedroom before Sonny comes out of the bathroom. I stop and assess. It's a completely foreign environment. NFL wallpaper, a matching wastebasket. Up against the wall, there's this single bed with a basketball quilt. Above the bed, there's a shelf filled with antiperspirants and a small bottle of Stetson for men, and posters of Larry Bird and Jim Rice. I sit on the bed, and just then, Sonny enters and sits down next to me. I can feel his thigh pressed up against mine. I try to control my breathing. And right away, he starts to put his arm around me. But as his arm ascends, he hits the shelf with antiperspirants. It comes crashing down about my head and shoulders. Sonny jumps up. "Sorry," he mumbles, "sorry," as he starts collecting the bottles strewn about my feet. I watch Sonny as he moves about the room, avoiding the bed. He grabs this gym bag, this Adidas gym bag, and makes to move it across the room, but it gets caught on the TV's rabbit ears, and they come flying across the room toward my head. I duck. They miss. I lean over the edge of the bed to put them at the foot. While I'm down there, I pull out the Bonnie Bell and apply it one more time. But when I sit back up, I see that Sonny has resumed his spot next to me on the bed. I admire his tenacity. I think he must really like me to continue in the face of such adversity. I screw up my courage, I turn to look at him, and I ask, "Have you ever kissed a girl before?" I don't know why I asked. Amy said he hadn't, but then he said, "Yeah, I kissed a girl named Lily once." Just pretend I'm Lily. He leans over, and his eyelashes are so long. His breath smells like wintergreen lifesavers. He presses his lips up against mine. They're the sweetest, softest lips. He tentatively introduces his tongue, which I am shocked to discover is a very pleasant sensation. It's teen magazine heaven. We kiss like that for a few moments before self-doubt starts to creep in. Who's Lily? And then I start to reflect on our lack of courtship. I didn't know Sunny before today. It's a big high school, 2,600 students. We had never, been lab partners, never passed notes in class, never had longing glances across the cafeteria. And then I realized he doesn't even know my last name. He couldn't put my initials in a heart even if he wanted to. And just then, one of my clogs slips off and thunks on the carpet between us. Sunny starts and pulls back from the kiss and looks at me, uncertain how to proceed. I look right back at him and I say, I feel like such a slut. I grab my shoe, I walk out of the house without a word, leaving Amy behind. I cry a little on the way home. Then lying in bed that night, I reassess and I wonder if I'd done the right thing. Sunny seemed sweet. And I realized that he's a good guy. He didn't laugh at me about the Hello Kitty karate chop combination. And he came back on the bed after the TV antenna debacle. And he likes me, and he's a good kisser. And I realized that I want to kiss him again, a lot, anywhere he chooses. So the next day at school, I look for Sunny at his locker in between second and third period. I see him there. He's leaning against his locker, surrounded by Jay and some other guys I don't know. Sunny sees me, and I smile. I think, I'll tell him that I was wrong. Stupid. I'll ask him if he wants to hang out after school. And then I see Sunny look down and stuff his hands in his pockets. Jay and his friends turn around and see me. They start laughing. And one of them calls me frigid. I tentatively take a step towards Sunny, but I see his eyes close and his breath catch in his chest. Frigid. I don't know what the word means, but it sounds awful. And as I turn away from Sunny with my face red and my breath shallow, my heart once again fills with empathy as I leave Sunny behind, head down and hands in his pocket.